Have you ever sat in a presentation and found it really hard to follow what was happening? Or maybe you gave a presentation and you could tell that your audience was struggling to follow. Now, it's your job as a presenter to guide your audience through the content and flow of information. Signposting is simply the act of verbally telling your audience what's coming next in your presentation. Anytime you're talking about what will happen next, what you'll be doing or covering, you're signposting. In a way, you're moving your audience from point to point on the journey, letting them know the next place of interest you'll be stopping at in your presentation. Signposting is all about clarity, flow of information. You use signposting so they won't get confused, so they won't get lost, so they won't switch off. It also helps the audience to set and manage their expectations for what's going to be expected of them throughout the presentation. Maybe you want them to interact. Maybe you want them to stay quiet, leave questions till the end. Signposting is the best way to ensure they play along. Signpost as frequently as you can. It's never a bad idea. At the very least, it's best to signpost when you're coming to the end of a key point or section and you want to point out what the next section will be about. You can signpost when you're about to show a slide or when an opportunity for the audience to interact is coming up. Some useful phrases that you might use when you're signposting could include, "In a moment we will," "Next we'll be looking at," "I'm about to show you a slide that." That's a good example of something to discuss when I open it up for questions later. This will be important to remember later when I talk about, "Shortly I will be asking you to," that kind of thing. Signposting shows respect to your audience. It keeps them engaged by helping them to lay out a mental map of what's coming next and what's after that. This limits uncertainty, increases understanding, makes the presentation easy to follow, and importantly, it relaxes your audience.